100 days, guys. Let's go. JD's throwing up the party emoji. I'll tell you what, guys, it's been a grind. I've had to catch up on my reading like 16 different times and then read like 3 chapters. But I'm so grateful because I grew so much being a part of this program and going through the New Testament with you guys. And you guys are phenomenal leaders. Just seeing all the comments that you guys had, I actually went through and counted, okay, how many comments you guys put in U version, which took me a long time. I finished in church this morning, was not paying attention to the sermon. Don't tell my pastor, it's Josh Hamlin from New Covenant. But I had to do it because you guys were just on fire in this program. And we had the high school group was smaller in number, still mighty in the Lord, but 408 comments in the high school group. And then our middle school group, 1,468 comments. Let's go, middle school group. Give yourselves a hand. Tearing it up, ripping it up. We had some people that posted, I think, every day of the 100 days. So you guys are just amazing. All credit goes to you guys for doing this program. You guys did a great job. Well, but without further ado, let's get down to business because it's a beautiful day outside. And we're going to give you guys a chance to go back outside, go back whatever you're doing, hang out with your family. But we had this opportunity to hear from Cierra today, and we could not turn it down. There's no way. Cierra is amazing. She's been a part of FCA a little bit at UB, and now she's playing some pro ball. So, Cierra, let me get you the unmute button here, and we're going to officially welcome you to the call. You got us, Cierra?
Hello. Yes.
Let's go. All right. Hey, so this is not just former UB women's basketball captain, but second round WNBA pick. She knows how to ball. Let's give it up for Cierra Dillard. Come on. Let's go, training camp.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you. Thank you. I know we were supposed to do this earlier and it just it didn't I didn't get back in time from Finland. I actually got held over an extra month. So I had to push all my stuff like back an extra month. But I'm so excited to be here today.
We are honored that you're with us, and I'm going to give you a proper bio in a second. But now, was that because of COVID and stuff that you got a little bit hung up over there, or was that?
Yeah, it was actually crazy. We were supposed to leave on a Wednesday, and Wednesday morning, a call came through our administration and also our whole organization that one of the either staff or somebody within the organization tested positive for COVID. So I was supposed to leave Wednesday, 12 p.m. We got a call at 7 a.m. that we had to be in quarantine for an extra 14 days. And I had to take 3 extra COVID tests just to get back home to the States. So I'm excited to be back stateside for a couple months.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. Is that the worst of it, would you say, as far as some of I know it was a crazy year with COVID playing professional sports for you guys. Was that the worst of it, or did it get worse?
It was actually pretty good in Finland. They actually moved kind of fluidly through. I know that the times that United States were shut down, it was actually different in Finland. They actually never shut down. We were just able to wear a mask and, follow protocol and all that stuff. But they actually have very strict rules if it got to that point with the numbers, but it never got to that point. So I was actually blessed to be in a part of Europe where it never shut down, because actually Germany, France, Paris, Luxembourg, part of Africa, everything was shut down along with the United States. So we were kind of like in the bubble, kind of Finland and Russia. We were that up high. So I think that actually kind of helped with the COVID cases.
Wow, that's a blessing for sure. So you guys were able to have fans and kind of do things pretty normally, did masks and stuff?
Yeah, we were actually able to have fans up until about December through February. We were not having fans, but we were still continuing play as normal. And then around March time, playoffs start, and through the finals, championship games, we were able to have fans again. So there was some time where there wasn't fans, and there was times where, of course, being in a different country, even with the COVID, the restrictions weren't as strict, but even with the COVID restrictions, it was tough because, you're American in a different country and different place. It's tough. to be in an isolated area.
Yeah. Wow. That's a cool experience. So we're going to hear more about that in a little bit. But let me give you a proper introduction here to our training camp. We've got some all different sports. I know we got some girls that play basketball in here, so that's going to be a special treat for them. But all right, so today we have the honor and privilege to have Cierra Dillard. Cierra is from Rochester, New York. She was the first ever woman from UB women's basketball to get drafted. Is that true?
Yes, that is true.
I want to make sure that what I'm reading is true because I know you guys have a great team. And we had Hannah on one of the calls too.
Oh yeah, Hannah, my point guard. Yeah, that's my road dog right there. Definitely.
She appreciated you and your leadership. We had said that you were going to maybe join a call, so she was pumped up about that too.
She's awesome. She's awesome.
For sure. All right, so drafted by the Minnesota Lynx and picked up shortly after by the Los Angeles Sparks. Released shortly after getting drafted, now playing overseas in Europe, Finland to be specific. You played at UB from 2017 to 2019. During your time at UB, you balled out, brought the Bulls to 2 straight NCAA appearances. 2019, you made school and the MAC conference history by scoring 856 points in a season. How does one do that? How do you get that many points?
I have no clue. My teammates were the reason why I had that many points. I mean, the screens they set, the rebounds they got, the passes they gave me, they were able to get me open and they were able to put me in positions where I could get the ball, score easily or get the ball where it needed to be to make a play. So that's all to my teammates, my coaching staff. That's to the hard work and, all the long nights, and that's to God. So, and my family as well too. So.
True leader answer right there. So yes, great basketball player. You love Jesus even more. And so we're going to talk about basketball. We're going to talk about Jesus, and we're going to talk a little bit of the Bible. So, hey, let's give one more round of applause to Cierra Dillard from our FCA training camp. Thank you so much, Cierra.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about basketball in Europe. I mean, is it different than like, are the rules different or is it the same? Like, what's that like?
No, it's different. It's honestly way more physical. Like, I know, like, let's see, like all my basketball knowledge people know about Luka Doncic. If you know about him, he's been playing European basketball since he was 15, and he has to go through, like, it's European basketball is very physical. You can have 2 hands on, you can ride, like going to the paint, you can ride your player, you can get position as a defensive player. They give you a lot more leeway to play defense, so it's very physical. So that's why I believe his transition was so amazing over here in NBA, because he's used to being hit and bumped and going through that. So it's European basketball is very tough and very difficult. The only difference is they have like different way they line up on the free throw line. They have a little different way of how they do backcourt violation, but everything's pretty much the same as in the rules. I think everybody follows FIBA rules, which is known as European rules first. I think they follow a lot of FIBA rules in the NBA and WNBA. So it's pretty much the same, but it's a lot more physical overseas.
Do you think that the refs, let a little bit more go, would you say, or is it just part of the game, or is it called differently, or would you say it's just an unspoken thing?
I think the refs definitely let a little bit more go overseas, and they'll tell you to. They'll establish the way they want to call the game early, and I think that's different than or back home. I think the refs like, hey, this is going to be a physical game. Like in playoffs, I'm letting a lot of stuff go, so it's kind of like that. And the same way as over here, I think in playoffs the refs kind of let a little bit more go, but it's way more physical overseas than back home.
Nice, very cool. All right, well, hey, so you're from Rochester, which is right down the 90 there, beautiful drive.
Definitely.
So what do you love about Rochester that our Buffalo crowd should know? And then on the flip side, what do you love about Buffalo?
Oh, that's tough. Rochester, I don't know. I think Rochester's, for me, it's just more so, I love like I can't say, because then Buffalo too. So it's like, all right, for both, for both, we're gritty. Like, we're gonna get the job done. I think Rochester and Buffalo, like New York in general, we're just gritty people. We're gonna get the job done. We're gonna do whatever we got to do to, either help our families or help ourselves get up or help ourselves, just do what we have to do. So I think that's what we both have in common. Buffalo, I love the fan base. Like, Buffalo, to be a Buffalo Bills fan, all for you, but you got to be a strong person. Like, you got to be a strong fan to go through some of the stuff that Buffalo Bills is going through. So I think the strong, loyalty, the strong fan base that they have, it's nothing like Buffalo fans. Like, I love my UB fans. I'm actually going to be coming to Buffalo later this week to visit Coach Jack, and that family tie, that loyalty that I never ever felt far from, because she's always been there for me. So I think the strong fan base in Buffalo is definitely my favorite about Buffalo. They're strong and loyal people. Rochester, I just love the home vibe, like the scenery. I love, the Lilac Festival. I think Rochester doesn't really get to show its beauty as much as, New York City has, or, upstate New York, we always get it's just the countryside. It's not really much to see, but I love that we have a beauty underneath our grittiness. So that's just some of the stuff that I love about upstate New York, Buffalo, and Rochester.
Amazing. Great answers. And hey, if you're more than welcome to join us Tuesday night at the stadium, just want you to know that we appreciate
it. Oh yeah, you guys are, congratulations too. That's huge. Like, that's unbelievable. And I know firsthand, because, my brother goes through a lot, and he inspires me. Like, my brother Joshua Dillard, he inspires me. He's at the Teen Challenge in Buffalo, and I love it. So what you guys are doing with the program, and what you guys are doing with just helping out people and just becoming better people, I love that. So congratulations on congratulating to the graduates, everybody in here who's graduating, who's not, and who's still in program, and just doing everything to be great people. I love it. So congratulations.
Amen. Thank you. It's been quite a journey. It's been a really cool God thing just to see how this thing all came together. But honestly, it's people like you, some of the Bills guys, some of the Sabres guys, and just the Lord and every single one of these athletes just digging deep. But so how did you end up at UB? And I'll save the rest of that question. But how did you end up at UB? Just real quick.
So 2 years, I went to UMass, University of Massachusetts, Amherst, about an hour and a half from Boston. That was originally out of high school. So from my senior year in high school, freshman and sophomore year was at UMass. And I feel like I wasn't being pushed to my full potential. And I kind of was going through things, I think, personally. And I had a lot of self-doubt, and I was ready to quit. I was ready to quit basketball. I was ready to be done. I thought, like, maybe this wasn't for me. And, I actually felt that way my freshman year. And it was, the strength of my mom who said, no, you can't quit after one year. So either you try this year or you transfer right away. So I was like, I'll give another year to UMass for my sophomore year. And I was like, man, I'm done. She was like, no, you got one more thing. And she pushed me to go to UB. And UB was my second choice out of high school. It was either UMass or UB. And I chose UMass. And I remember Coach Jack, who I just remember walking the halls and seeing her when she was recruiting me. And I was like, man, like, she looks just like me. Like, that was a big thing for me. Like, she looks just like me and has been through, she played at Syracuse, has been through the D1 level. And I love that about her, but I decided to go to UMass. But when I transferred, I knew it was UB right away. Like, I didn't put my name in the portal or anything. I just went straight to UB because I knew that was just, I don't know, it was just a calling that I got in my gut to go to UB.
That's so cool. Yeah, I went to Amherst College for 2 years, so right down the street from you there at UMass.
Oh yeah, the purple and oh my gosh, we see you guys every day down the street. Like, that purple, we saw you guys all the time.
That's a crazy place to go to college out there in Massachusetts.
College town, nothing but colleges.
Yeah, that's right. So, all right. Well, hey, what's your favorite memory of UB basketball?
My favorite memory? That's tough. A lot of people would say accolades, accomplishments, we got MAC championships and all that stuff. But honestly, it was the bus rides. Just we got a bus. I'm talking about take a bus, take 15 players, 4 coaches from ages 26 to 55, put them in a bus and take them on a 13-hour drive there and back. And you will have the best time of your life, talking all different types of music, every single type, all different types of movies. Everybody bought their own movie. Oh, we want to watch this first. We want to watch this first. And then we won too. So then we had to stop. We went to New York City. We got lost, got a 5-hour. It was just it was a mess. We had a 5-hour turnaround because we got lost. But that was honestly the best time because we were playing spades, we were listening to music. One of my teammates brought her PlayStation 4. We were playing games. We watched Girls Trip, and there was men on the bus. It was funny. It was hilarious. It was one of the best times ever. So that's what I mainly remember. I mean, a lot of people, the accolades and accomplishments are awesome, but the bonds and the times that you have with people, I'm telling you, with all my traveling, all the things I got to experience, that's the best thing, is me learning different cultures, how people act, just having fun with people, enjoying the moments, because you really don't know, especially in these days, you really don't know. So I think that was just the best ever.
So good. Well, you talked a lot about your teammates and your coaches and gave a lot of credit to a lot of people, but let's talk about you for a few minutes. So you got drafted in the WNBA, which is a massive deal. What was it like? What was it feeling like that night? Did you know you were going to get drafted, and what was that like for you?
I didn't know I was going to get drafted because the men and women are kind of set up differently. Like the men, you have a training camp, you have, a draft night, and they call you before. But the women, like, you really don't know. Like, you can be on a pre-draft, or they'll say a mock draft, and you can move spots. And that's all we get for the women is like, and you have, a couple of coaches, WNBA coaches, they'll come to games. Like, I remember they went to the Oregon game where I played Sabrina Ionescu. I remember they went to Vegas. We went to Vegas my senior year. I remember them being at the Asia Wilson game when we played South Carolina. So of course I've seen coaches around, but I always seen coaches around. So I really didn't know. So it was nervousness. I wanted to be around my family. I had a little draft party. A lot of people were like, oh, you should have a big draft party, blah, blah, blah. But I'm really like private. So I had like my closest friends, my teammates came, my mentor came, my coaches from high school came. And that's what I mean by like loyalty, where like the people that really pushed me and helped me become who I am today, I wanted them to be around. And then when I saw my name, that was when I knew. Like, I didn't get a call and was like, yo, you're about to get drafted, or this is coach from Minnesota. When my name popped on the screen, I was like, oh shoot, like I got drafted. And that was a big deal because coming from where I come from, you got 396 D1 schools. Say you have 4 seniors per school. So do the math on that. Then you only have 144 spots in the WNBA, and then you only have 36 spots who actually get drafted, who see their name on the board. So you have that many kids who want to play. So that many seniors are graduating, 396 times 4. And then you have players coming back from overseas and all that stuff. So just to be the 36th spot is huge. And where I come from, especially inner city, you don't see that a lot. So it was craziness. It was surreal. So
that's incredible. That's the top of the pyramid, right? Because, that, let alone the fact that you got to play D1, to even be one of the
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like I've been highly favored and highly blessed, and it's nothing but God and His favor. So definitely.
All right. Well, we're gonna put a quote here. The night you got drafted, you said, "No dream has an age limit. Whatever one you want to do, you can make it." What fueled your drive to keep going and pursue your dreams?
In the midst of it, I don't know. Like when I was in it, I was just like, I was always asking like, why is this happening to me? Why do I feel like this? Why do I get put in this situation? And no matter how high of a scale or how low of a scale a situation may seem to someone, it doesn't matter once you're in it. Like if you're in it, that's a high scale. Like I feel like, oh my gosh, like the world is coming down on me. It doesn't matter what it seems like to other people or whoever. And I think that's the biggest thing to realize as people. Like just because she judged you, just because he judged you, they don't know what you go through, like what you feel and what you had to push yourself through. It may be a small accomplishment to them or a small accomplishment to her, but it's a big accomplishment to me. So I felt stuck and when I was in it, but now that I gotten out of it, I think my mom You know, she raised us in the church, all 5 of her children, single parent, pushed through like that. My mom's strength alone helped me keep pushing. I talk to God a lot. I think like my junior year in college, like in your 20s, you finding yourself a lot. So these are the times you're gonna be questioning a lot. So I think my junior year in college, I talked to God like a lot, like just why. And he helped me through. And you know, my coach Jack, she opened the gates. Like she just gave me opportunity. So I think the and also my mentor too. When I got to Buffalo, I met an unbelievable mentor, Brian Brada, who has stuck with me since I've been 20 and I'm 25. And I'm big sister to his kids, and I call his wife mom. Like that he really helped me. So a lot of it has been the people behind me that helped me push me through everything. So I think that's more the reason than anything is the people behind me.
So good. So yeah, that kind of leads into our next question. You did talk about having a mentor when you got drafted, and you said his name was Brian. How did you meet him, and why is it so important, especially for these young athletes here who maybe have dreams of going pro like you? Why is it really important to have people that speak into your life?
I feel that's important because he gave me a different perspective. Like, I feel sometimes when you receive criticism, it doesn't always have to be negative. And honestly, if it is negative, try to see it in the perspective that they're seeing it in. So he gave me a perspective of my first year in Buffalo, I had to sit out. So when you transfer, now they have new transfer law or rules, but when you transfer in 2016, you had to sit out a year. So 2017 to 2018, I couldn't travel with the team. I couldn't, play. I couldn't suit up. I couldn't, I could only practice, do summer training camps and come to home games if I didn't have class. So I couldn't do none of that. So that a lot of that time when you're away, for Christmas break, you have to have the students get to go home for a month. But the athletes are still there. Like if you have wrestling, basketball, maybe football, you're still there. So I had to still be there, but they were traveling. So I was stuck on campus alone. So a lot of that kind of got into my head and kind of like, man, like this sucks. Like why keep playing this? Like I could be doing other stuff. And the next year, he got me into boxing, like a different way to get your mind off of it. It's not basketball, but it's still helping you. And I love boxing. He got me playing chess, just to get my mind off of basketball, not worrying so much about it. And then we started talking about God, and I didn't know he was such he's a devoted Catholic, and I didn't know he was such devoted into being a Christian and just God. And, we started talking about it. And he's like, you're not the only person that had these problems or feel this way. Like, don't feel like you're awkward. And then, invited me over and I met his kids and his wife. And, I fell in love with his kids. Like they're like my little sisters, and I'm the baby of the family. So I never had a little sister. I have a lot of nieces and nephews, but they look at me as their auntie. So I never had like a little sister. So it was awesome to be that. And he's always there for me no matter what. Like I talk to him about personal stuff and like, how I feel when I don't feel like I'm not getting the right reward or the right, I want to say backlash, but if I put in work, I'm like, man, why isn't this not happening? And he always tells me like his favorite thing is it's God's time. Like it's nothing, you can do all you want, but if it's not ready to be there, it's not ready to be there. Like whatever's for you is for you. And he reminds me of my mom, and my mom does the same thing, but sometimes you don't want to listen to your parents. So sometimes God will bring somebody else into your life where your parents are saying one thing and they're like, nah, I don't want to hear it. But then you hear it on the same time, I'm like, oh man, that makes sense. So I go to my mom and I'm like, Mom, big guy who I call him Brian. I'm like, Mom, big guy told me this. She's like, I've been telling you that for the last 5 years. You don't want to listen to me. But so he's like that. And that's why it's always good to have a mentor, because it's just a different perspective of how you hear stuff. And it's not always from the same person, like your mom or your dad or your auntie or your uncles and stuff like that. So it's just a different perspective. And that's why I'm so grateful.
So good. So obviously, knowing Christ has been such a big part of your life, and you keep talking about that. So if you wouldn't mind, just tell us a little bit about how you came to know the Lord. Did you grow up around Christianity, or is it something that you discovered early on or later on in life?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm the baby of 5 children. My mom had 3 boys and 2 girls. One girl is at the like where my oldest sister, she's the oldest and I'm the baby, so the 3 boys are in the middle. And she raised us single parent household. She's been in New Life Fellowship, who's in Rochester, New York, for over, let's say my sister is going to be 37, so 39 years. My mom has been a minister for New Life Fellowship. She was their first person to ever, join the membership at the church. And that's all I know. That's all I know. Every Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, like nothing but church, nothing but church. But what I love about my mom is, she's old will. If you know about those old will, you can't change them. And I love that about her. But she's also adapts to, the new era. Cause I come with her with like, Mom, if God says this and he means that, then if I do this, you know what I mean? So and she's always open to that. She's like, well, this is what I would think, or this is what I would do. So I love that she's always open to her children and always open to discussing it, because, I do have questions. Like as growing up in a Christianity, growing up in church, you have questions when you get into the real world, and especially just graduating college 2 years ago, I'm starting to be in the real world. So you start seeing a lot of the stuff that you were kind of sheltered to when you're in your household or in your parents' house, or, in a community for so many years. So from elementary school to high school, you're in a community. Like you don't really go out a lot, you know what I mean, outside that community. Unless it's for sports. And I think that's a big thing too, why I have so many questions, because sports kind of led me to different cultures and different people. And I love learning new things. So, and I come back to her and I'm like, she's always just like, mainly just to be kind to people, be kind, be precious to people, be precious about time, be precious about God, and you always find the right way. So I've always been around Christianity. I grew up in it. My godparents are in the church. My sister's godparents were the pastors, so we were always over their house. So I've always been surrounded. And I know, especially my generation, I know that we go through wanders of like, man, does the church love me? Does God love me? Does God, you know what I mean? Like as our generation with the social media era, we have those questions. And, I always talk to my mom, and I feel like that's why it's so blessed to have a mentor, because if you have somebody to talk to bounce those ideas off of, and if you talk about how you're feeling, I feel like you can have better understanding of who you are. Because if you don't have those ideas, somebody to bounce those ideas off of, then it's like, you're going to wonder. So it's okay to ask those questions. Like, that's how I feel like I'm growing up in the world, as God as seen more as a political thing now. I feel like it's being more as a political thing. So, you have those questions. I always talk to my mom and talk to my pastor and everything like that to bounce those questions out. And they're real with me. So I love that. And I love that, that they're real with me and understand that I'm going to be growing, and it's growing pains with my relationship with God. And the ultimate answer is him. So I just have to talk with him more. And that's what they tell me. So that's what I'm gonna go with.
It's so good. We never arrive till we see those pearly gates,
I swear it is. It's true. But until then, you got growing pains, and it's okay to have those growing pains.
That's right. But you're playing chess. Everyone else is playing checkers.
I try to play a little bit chess. Try to play a little bit. I'm not as good as I want to be, but if anybody in here wants to play some chess, just let me know, because I need some practice.
Sounds good. Anytime you want to come to Buffalo, we'll set up some chess. We'll give you the mic. You can preach the gospel. We'll do it right. We'll mix in some basketball too.
It sounds good. It sounds good.
So we had 134 athletes sign up for this program, and over 90 of them graduated. They read through the whole New Testament. They did Zooms, crazy. So yeah, for real.
That's huge. That's awesome.
So talk to us a little bit about the Bible and what it means to you. And do you have a favorite verse or a favorite passage?
The Bible to me, and honestly, my mom says I need to read the Bible more. And the more I read it, the more I want to dive into it. and I want to dive into it, reading it. See, my thing is I listen to it, you know, like you get to a point where it's like you will have your phone on you all the time. And I'm in a lot of airports, so I listen to it a lot, but I want to read it more. I need to get like more in depth with reading it and finding, like, I have a balcony, so I need to find like a peaceful spot and reading that. And that's my goal for me. My favorite scripture, well, I have a couple of them. Philippines 4:13. I went through a lot, like I said, when I was a sophomore, and I remember my mom gave me that quote. She gave me her favorite two, Romans 3:5 and 6. But you know, you got to be, you know, a little bit of a rebel. So I chose Philippines 4:13, and I didn't really, like, as a 18-year-old, 19-year-old, you don't really know why you're picking something. You just, all right, mom, I'm get off the phone. You know, all right, okay, mom, I'll pick. All right, Philippines 4:13. All right, I'll talk to you later. But honestly, I don't know why I picked it. But when I did, I seen it everywhere. Like, I don't know why. Like, I don't know why God, like, my mom always says God has a sense of humor and he's funny sometimes. And I seen it. I mean, I seen 4:13 everywhere. And then I just started reading it. So I started reading like more like Philippines and like just going through. And I just remember, like, man, Philippines 4:13 really, that's the time, my junior year, that's the time I really talked to God. And that really helped something deep into my heart. And I got it tattooed on my right leg. I also got Walk by Faith. That's big by me because a lot of the stuff that we can't see, God is there for. And it really takes a hard faith to believe in it. Like, you have no idea. And I know I may be going off a little bit of script, but in 2018 June, I was coming back home. This is just off the Sweet 16. I went to Sweet 16 for the NCAA appearance. We just won the Sweet 16, so we were hanging up the banners and everything that summer. And I'm coming back from Buffalo to visit my family. It's like my first time seeing them in a couple months. Besides like the games and stuff, like actually having some time. So it was at night. It was like 9 p.m. And my mom always bothers me when I drive really close to the steering wheel. Like, she always like, yo, back your I'm sorry, something just popped on my. She's like, back your seat up. Like, you're always so close to the steering wheel. Like, you can't drive like that. Like, what if you get into a car accident? I'm like, I'm not gonna get into a car accident. So 9 p.m. I'm driving, and upstate New York has a lot of deers, cute, like Buffalo. So I'm up the 490. I'm hitting probably exit 47 around there. And something's like, yo, back here. I hear my mom in my voice. She's not in the car. I hear my mom in the voice, like, or her voice in my ear. She's like, back your seat up, back your seat up. And I'm like, why did I need to back my seat up? I heard this for like good 10 minutes. I'm blasting music. On the way home to see my mom, blasting music. She's like, back your seat up, back your seat up. And I'm like, all right. So I don't know why, but I backed my seat up. When I looked up, a male buck about 190, the fireman showed me when the accident had 190 something pounds, like huge male with the antlers, huge, took off the left side of my passenger car, like the left side, like the front was completely inward. Like, it was in my passenger seat almost. And the airbag, I just remember the smell of it. The airbag exploded. Like, it was just, that's all I remember. I closed my eyes. I just remember seeing the buck, and then I closed my eyes. I open my eyes, no cuts, no scrapes, no nothing. I open the door, I walk out. A lot of people don't know this, but, you know, cars are like stopping, like, yo, I seen that deer. Like, are you okay? And I'm like, I think I am. Like, I'm fine. Ambulance, like, yo, you have no cuts. No, if you were any closer, you know what I mean? So that's what, that's the next day I got Walk by Faith, because if anything, like, anything could have been telling me to back my seat up. But when I told my mom this, when she came to pick me, I was like, Mom, you told me to back my seat up. She was like, we weren't on the phone or nothing. I was like, no, Mom, you told me to back my seat up. Like, and she's like, no, that was God. Like, that's how he is. Like, that's how he'll give you, you know what I mean? And I'm like, wow. I remember just staying up that whole night and just thinking, like, yo, that's faith. Like, nobody can give me an explanation for that. Like, no way, nothing could give me an explanation for that. So that's the type of, I don't know, that's the type of kind of faith that I'm I'm learning to have. Of course, you have doubts. Of course, you go through stuff. Of course, you go through everything. And that's what I mean when I say, every person has a dream, no matter what age you are. Parents have dreams. Grandparents have dreams. Just because you have children, just because you go through something, just because you go through an addiction, a family loss, a family gain, a family breakup, a family fight, doesn't mean that you don't have a dream, and doesn't mean that your dream has to stop becoming because of what you're going through. It's just the obstacle that God is giving you to overcome to make you stronger, because you might have to deal with the same exact thing further in life. So you don't know why you're going through something the time that you're going in, but you just have to overcome it to get to your dream. So that doesn't stop with having children or something happens or anything like that. So that's what I was saying, when every age has a dream. That's what I meant. And that's what I mean when walk by faith and I can do all things through Christ. That's the type of testament I have. So I'm just learning that, I'm only 25. I just turned 25. So I'm learning that at a young age, and I just continue to do it and try to be the best person I can be. So
Let's go. Get me pumped up.
yeah, so sorry to keep that long or whatever, but that's some of my favorite quotes, some of my favorite verses, and those are the reasons why, and what I've experienced of why they're my favorite verses and quotes, and why I need to dive more into the Bible.
I wish Zoom had a fire emoji. That one. Make one.
Nah, it's awesome. He's awesome. So
Amen. What has God taught you, especially in the last year? Now that you're a pro basketball player, you always got to adapt. You always got to evolve and find your voice, find your rhythm. What's that look like for you now that you've turned pro?
Now that I turned pro, this is what you asked for. That's it. That's enough. That's what God has taught me. He's taught me. I prayed and prayed. I said, God, I want my mom not to be able to pay for me for college. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom's at a time where, it was a time back then where they're still paying off their debt. Like, a lot of our parents are still paying off their college debt. And I'm like, Mom, I don't want her to have to continue to work for me. Like, she got me to 18. She gave me a wonderful life. I had a car at 18. She did what she had to do. You know what I mean? I didn't want her to pay for college. He provided that. I said, God, I want to, excel my love for the game. He provided that. I said, God, I want to go pro. He provided that. So now that I'm in that environment, the long nights, you got to push your body, you got to be away from your family for 10 months at a time in COVID era, where there's no flying. Oh, I can fly my mom out. Like, I could have did that in 2019. I can fly my mom out. She stayed with me for a week or so. She'll come to a couple games. In COVID, there was nothing that. I did not go home for Christmas. I did not go home for New Year's. I did not go home for my birthday. I did not go home for Thanksgiving. I did not go home for Halloween. I did not see my family. I didn't see my niece's birthdays. I didn't, it was FaceTime for real. I've been stuck in 2020 since I came back home. So he's like, yo, this is what you asked for. So that's what he's teaching me. If you ask God for something and he provides it, it comes with what you ask for. So if you ask it for something and it comes with some pros and some cons, and it comes with some baggage, and I'm going to give you the tools to where you got to figure it out. I gave you the tools the rest of your life, before, I'm saying you might have had that issue there. I gave you that tool. This is what you asked for. Now use that tool to get out of this situation, get out of this, what you feel that you're not doing more. You feel like you're not excelling the way you need to excel. I'm here for you. And if you need a reminder, this is the tool you used in 2016. This is the tool you used in 2015. Now it's 2021 and you need to do it. So I think that's when I got to the pro life, that's the lesson he's teaching me. This is what I asked for. Now I need to live up to what he gave me. So then that's just continuing to play hard, speak in his name, play in his name, treat my body right, as in, going to practice, going to lift, be ready. He's also teaching me patience. Like, if you want something, it's not happening the way you want, you need to be patient. There's something that you need to work on, because I'm not giving you exactly what you want right now. There's something that you need to work on. We're going to figure it out together, but there's just something there. It's not the right timing right now. So patience is another lesson he's teaching me. Being pro, time is huge. I try to make all my niece's games. Like today, I went to church, I worked out. She has a game tomorrow. My nephew has a game Tuesday. I'm trying to time is because the way this world is right now, you can be going to a grocery store. And you know what I mean? Like that's people don't realize that time is there for a reason. Everything that you have right now can be taken. So that time there, spend time with your family, spend time with God, spend time. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna do it next week. I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like he's really teaching me that time at a young age too, because it's just, I realize, my lifestyle is always moving. I need to have time for myself, self time, self preparation for yourself, time for your family, time for your friends, and then time for God. Like you got to set it. That's what I've been learning. So it's a couple lessons, but those are like the main ones: time, family, just learning. Like he's giving me a lot, but those are the main ones that I've been really trying to get a hold of.
So good. So we'll do one more question, and then we'll let you go. We really just appreciate your time today and your precious time with us. So um, you're a great leader. You're a captain. One of the great leadership quotes that we like is leadership is finding your voice. To you, what makes a good leader? And if you could say one thing to all these young athletes about that want to be leaders, what advice would you give them?
Want to be a good leader is you really have to know what you say. So my thing is, I've always want to live up to what I say. So if I say it, then I've done it. If I want you to stay after and shoot extra shots, get extra kicks at the goal, get extra tackles, get extra moves, get extra footwork in, then I've done that. If I say that I want you to be on time, that I want you to be early to film practice, that I want you to be early to, your meetings or what you have to do, then I've done that. If I say that, I want you to push yourself where you feel like you can't go no more, I've done that. So lead by example is the biggest thing. So know what you say and lead by example. Also, I feel like you don't have to be the most strong, the most fit to be a leader. A lot of leadership things is mental. Like my coach always told me this, the game is 80% mental. My body can't tell my mind what to do. Like that's what she always used to tell me. Your body can't tell your mind what to do. It's your mind telling your body. If your body's about to give up after that 5th mile, and your mind's like, no, your mind is willing to push yourself through limits. That's why you hear about these miraculous things where it's like people were stuck in the desert and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, they were able to live until they were rescued. That's their mental. Their mental is just strong. So you don't have to be the fit, the most strength or anything like that. Your mental is there. And I feel like that's anybody, no matter how small, how tall, how big, how skinny, how, black, white, Asian, no matter what you are, you're mental. Everybody has a brain and everybody can use it. So everybody, and I've seen 5-year-olds be smarter than 15-year-olds. And I've seen, you know what I mean? So everybody has a brain. That doesn't change in anybody. So what you do, if you put your mind to it and you put your mind like, listen, all right, I want to make this team. I want to be a captain. I'm going to show coach why I'm a captain. She has, and also is also identifying your power. You know what I mean? My power wasn't always talking. Like people's like, oh, you're always a good talker, blah, 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 gift with gab. But I was shy. Like when I was younger, I was shy, I was quiet. And I was like, well, coach, I can give you buckets. Like I can give you offense. I knew my power and I wanted to succeed in my power. My power is, coach, I can give you buckets. Like I can give you, and you're going to help, and the mentor, the coach, the person that you look up to is going to help you mold into that captain that needs to be. If you may not have a voice, my coach, Coach Jack, before, she has a voice. She gave me part of her voice because she is an African-American woman being a D1 college coach in America and a female too. So that is huge in itself. Then she doesn't have, she talks the talk. Like, she's like, listen, we need to have more followers. We need this, we need that. She uses her voice. She always tells us that your voice is the only thing that you'll have left. Your body can go, you'll have your voice. You can write down stuff, you can think stuff, you always have your voice. And so, like, when she told me that, she gave me part of her voice. So that's where I say, when you got to lead by example, do what you say. I think that's the biggest thing, because a lot of people think, oh, I can't dunk, I can't, kick a goal like Wayne Rooney, or I can't, fly down the field like Marshawn Lynch as running back, and I'm not as strong as him. But you can still be a leader. You can still be, what you're calling to be. So I think lead by example, know what you say, use your mind, and use that to get to an opportunity where you can use your power to succeed. I think that's the biggest thing. So that's just my opinion.
So good. Powerful words. Can't think of a better way to wrap it up. And this is our last Zoom, Cierra. So
oh wow, it's the last. Congratulations, y'all. Y'all so awesome.
Thank you so much. We're just so grateful, and for your spirit too, because you just have incredible wisdom beyond your years, but there's also so much more inside of you that I know you're not sharing with us, and we don't have time for it today. And I just thank you for your life and your leadership. You're truly an amazing person. So
thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I don't know. I just want everybody to be awesome. And I think everybody can in their own way. So that's why I try to pour into people as much negativity that we hear. We need to hear more positive things. And there's so much positivity that gets overshadowed by the negativity in the world. And there's so many amazing people that I see all the time. So, and I just want to say, you guys are awesome. Just taking the time to do this and taking the time out of your life to pour it more into yourself. I think that's amazing. I think that's more courage, and I think you guys know of. It takes more bravery. It takes more, just understanding of yourself. And I'm grateful to be in this Zoom with you guys. You guys are really awesome. I don't mean that in a cheesy way. I'm dead serious in my New York voice. So you guys are awesome.
Hey, would you mind praying for us, and then we'll let you jump?
Yeah, of course. Everybody. Dear Lord, Heavenly Father, thank you for, giving us this Zoom and having everybody on this Zoom call here together. I pray over any sicknesses, illnesses, ill-tempted thoughts, just going through drama or going through pain or going through any situations that they feel is hard on their health or anything like that. I bind it in the name of Jesus. I pray for more promotions, happiness, marriages, just gains in the world. I pray for more of those, and everybody here in the Zoom call. I pray over everybody's families. I pray over everybody, friends, and just giving them great things in life. I congratulate everybody on this Zoom call who's graduating as well. That is a huge accomplishment. Thank you for bringing us together, God. You always find a way to bring your people together, and I thank you for that. I ask that everybody have a great night, and pray over everybody tonight and throughout their lives. In the name of Jesus, we pray this prayer. Amen.
Hey, let's give Cierra one more hand. That was amazing.
Thank you, guys.
Good. So very good. We appreciate you, Cierra.
I appreciate you.
All right. Well, we'll stay in touch. And thanks again for your time today. We'll let you jump. We just got a couple more minutes. We're going to answer some questions, and we'll talk to you soon. And we'll be praying for you. We're cheering for you all the time.
Thank you so much. I can use all the prayers. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, truly. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Hey, that's good stuff. That's it. It's a wrap. No more Zoom. It's been a crazy year, with COVID and everything, but you guys were so dedicated. You showed up every week and jumped on Zoom. Hey, this is all we had, but we used what we could because God was not shut down. Amen. So Tuesday night is the big party. It's going to be amazing. Shoot me if you have any questions, send it in the chat in the next 3 minutes. Okay. And I can answer any questions right now, or you can email me or shoot me a text. but we should have everything covered. All right. You guys are, those that are coming, you guys have registered. We've got everything all set up for you guys. I sent some videos out to your parents with explanations on how to get into the stadium, what to do when we get there. We're going to have footballs. You can kick field goals. You can throw the football around. We got Chick-fil-A for everyone, including your parents. And great question, Kayla. We do have the Father's Day Challenge winners. However, I do not have them with me right now, so I will email that out. Thank you for the reminder. It's been crazy. If you guys know Lydia, she's one of the leaders on this call. She's also interning with FCA this summer, and so basically we are just running around like crazy trying to figure this thing out right now. So we did do the Father's Day Challenge. We did draw some winners, and I forgot who it is, but I will email it out. Thanks for the question. Sam, when are we playing football after? Do we have to wear T-shirts or can we wear a sweatshirt? Great question. So bring a sweatshirt, I'd say. Let's pray for no rain. We're going to give you a T-shirt at the check-in table. You're going to need to wear that during the time that you're seated, and then when you go up on the stage to get your award. After we do our award ceremony, there's going to be a group picture with all our T-shirts on. As soon as that's over, you can take the T-shirt off or whatever you want. So you just have to have that on from the time that you check in until the time that we take our team picture. And if it's cold, just you guys can put your sweatshirts on. That's not a big deal. It'd be great if we could just get the picture with everyone in their T-shirt. That would be it'll look way better for our professional photographer. We'll have the photographer will be there, so your parents can get pictures afterwards from photographer. And it's gonna be a great night. So, any other questions? If you got a question, raise your hand. When are we doing the remaining tickets? So, we're gonna see how many tickets we have left. We might have forgotten that there's like more NFL games this year, so we might actually have more than we thought. I'm not sure, but we've got a list of basically how many we have left, and we'll announce those at graduation. All right, I can't get on the past meetings. Great question. So here's what I'm going to say for that. Okay, we had them in Google Drive. It was messed up. It was all these permissions things that you needed. So don't worry about it if you haven't done that. Okay. That's not your fault. It's just technology. We are going to put every meeting on one website, and that website is going to be released Tuesday night at the event. So there's going to be a QR code that you can scan with your phone, which is going to have all the information about what's happening on Tuesday night. And then it's going to have all the past Zooms on that. And those should also get posted to YouTube. So what I would recommend is I know you guys are going to watch them. If you missed one or two here or there, I know it's going to be on the honor system. There's two things you can do. One, if you really want to watch it before Tuesday night, go to your emails. We sent the Zooms every week. So every Tuesday or Monday, we sent the previous week's Zoom. So just go watch it there if you really want to see it before Tuesday. Okay, if you don't want to do that, you can wait till Tuesday night and you'll be able to get every single one right in one spot on a website and just watch that after graduation. That's totally fine. We'll do that on the honor system. All right. What if you don't have enough meetings? Okay, great question. So if you watch the previous Zoom, that counts as attending the meeting. Okay, we did this during like summer, during end of school years, halfway through this thing, you guys went back into school. You're probably not in school, virtual, whatever. Then you went back into school. So we know that a lot of your guys' schedules changed. So many things were up in the air this year. So it counts. If you go back and watch the Zoom, you can still graduate. Don't worry about it, okay? We want you to be there. We want you to celebrate. We want you to have a good time. So, whatever ones that you couldn't be a part of for whatever reason, just make sure that you watch them either through the links that we sent in emails every week, or you can use that website. That'll come out like Tuesday night, and you can watch them after graduation. That's totally fine. Okay. Same thing with the Bible, guys. Like I know a lot of you read as best as you could. And just, again, if you didn't do it perfectly or whatever, that's fine. We still want you to be there, but we do want you to go back. We want you to read the Bible. That, like, we don't, this isn't about, like, you know, being, meeting a standard, guys. We just want you to read the New Testament. We want your life to be impacted by Jesus. How do we watch the past Zooms? So that's what I was basically just talking about. Just check, if you go back to every email that's from FCA training camp, check those, because every Monday or Tuesday, we would send out the link from the Zoom. So, like, every Monday, just go back in your email and say, oh, I know I missed, April 12th or whatever. Okay, well, go check your email for, like, uh, April 14th or 15th, a couple days after the Zoom, and we would have sent an email out that said, watch the past week's Zoom. So you can click that right there. Okay. And then again, if that doesn't work, you can use the link that we'll send out Tuesday night, which will have every single Zoom on one page. Very easy to get every single one of them. Sam, it was okay if we checked the boxes and read from our actual Bibles, right? Great question. Yes, that's 100% true. As long as you read the New Testament, as long as you, gave your best effort to read, that's totally fine if you used a real Bible. You guys will get an FCA Bible Tuesday night if you're coming to graduation. And hopefully you can use that and YouVersion going forward. Do you play football? I do not play football. However, I can chuck it. I will be throwing footballs, but I'm not the guy you want to catch a football from. You want to catch football probably from Casey Case, who's the quarterback at UB, who may or may not be there Tuesday night. And when I say may or may not, I'm pretty sure he will be there. So that's who you want to catch the football from. The only meeting I got was a Sean McDermott one. So why don't you, can you shoot me an email, Liam, just after this, and I'll try to my best to get you as many of those Zooms as I can. So if anyone is, like, really needing them, just shoot me an email and I will get them to you. But like I said, they will be there Tuesday night. Every single one will be there Tuesday night, and you're totally fine if you want to just do that. Okay, it's no problem at all. If we've been going through reading our actual Bibles and have done the reading, but have to go through and mark them all as done, is that okay too? Yes, that's basically the same thing. If you used a real Bible, just go ahead and just check the boxes on YouVersion so we can see that you completed the Bible. We trust you on the honor system that you read it in a real Bible. Any other questions? Are there any players going? All right, the Bills are all on vacation. They sent us a couple videos, which will be played on the Jumbotron, congratulating you guys. I spent some time with some of them this week, but none of the Bills will be there. There might be there might be someone from the Sabres there. I'm not sure, which would be Tage Thompson, who came on one of our Zooms. So bring your Sabre stuff, but I cannot promise you guys, so please don't hold me to that. Please don't come beat me up afterwards on Tuesday night. I worked really hard to get the Bill Stadium for you, and free Chick-fil-A and Anderson's and lots of stuff, and we had a lot of people working really, really hard on this for months. So please, please, please do not get mad if that doesn't actually happen, but I think Tage might be able to come for a little bit. So bring your Sabre stuff. Are we allowed to bring cleats and football gloves? Great question. Definitely gloves. I'm pretty sure you can wear cleats. Please don't step on anyone's ankle. We don't need anyone breaking any ankles out there. Any other questions? All right. If you have any other questions, shoot me a text, shoot me an email. It's coming in hot. 48 hours from now, you are going to be at the stadium. It's going to be fun. So make sure you're there by 5:45. Students, athletes, 5:45. Got it? And we'll get you checked in. You'll go right to get your Chick-fil-A and get seated, and it'll be a great night. All right, guys. Hey, way to go. Training camp 2021. Let's go. We got a ton more stuff coming your way. This has been amazing. I can hear Jocelyn, even though you're on mute, I can literally hear that scream all the way over here. I'm probably 30 miles away from you, but I know I can hear it because Jocelyn brings a fire every week. Let's go, the Bayo family representing. Hey, we love all of you guys. Way to go. We'll see you Tuesday, and have a great rest of your weekend, all right?